Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Sumanth. In this video, I'm gonna explain how to download and install the Jupyter notebook, and also I'm gonna give overall I'm gonna give overview of Jupyter notebook. So for that, first we have to install Jupyter notebook. So just go to Google, and in Google just type Anaconda download. So just click this first link, individual edition. So in this, here you can see that download option. Just click this download option. You can see here that Python 3.8, this is advanced version, and this is 64-bit graphical installer. And for if you are using Mac or Linux, just you can click the links here, like Mac and Linux. So just click here download, and it start downloading. After downloading, just open that downloaded file and just follow some simple steps for installing it in your PC. It's just a very easy thing, we can easily install it. And after installing Anaconda, you have, if you want to launch Jupyter notebook, so just search Anaconda. If you search Anaconda, you can see Anaconda navigator here. So just click on that. Just after clicking that Anaconda navigator, you will get the pop-up window like this. So in this you can see Jupyter Lab, Jupyter Notebook, PowerShell, and PyCharm, Spider, etc. For us, we require Jupyter Notebook. So just press launch here. After launching Jupyter Notebook, you will get Jupyter Notebook will be opened in Chrome like this. So from here, and there is another way you can launch. Every time you need to go to like Anaconda navigator and just clicking launch. You don't need to do that. Instead of doing that, you can just go and search like Anaconda here. You can see here Anaconda prompt. So just run as administrator, and you can see this command Anaconda prompt open like this. And from here you can directly type Jupyter notebook. So directly from here you can launch Jupyter notebook. You can see here that Jupyter notebook is launched. And if you want to open in a particular folder, like if you want to open a Jupyter notebook at particular folder, for that you have to just change directory to that folder. So for that, just change directory to that particular folder. In this, for example, I'm gonna for example, I'm gonna give this Jupyter folder which is on my desktop. I will copy that folder path and just navigate to that folder and just type Jupyter notebook. Then you can launch it at that particular folder. You can see the folder. I have created an empty folder. You can see nothing, no file is present here. So in order to create a new Jupyter notebook file, just click here new and click on Python 3. this is the Jupyter notebook. You can write your code, and you can edit your code, or you can write your markdowns, etc. in this. I'm gonna explain you everything in brief. So before starting explaining, just you first, if you are a beginner, you don't know anything about Jupyter notebook, the best thing is go to help, and you can see here user interface tour. So just click on that, and you can get, right, you can see everything here. It gonna explain what are everything present in this. Click right arrow mark. So just it will explain everything present in the in Jupyter notebook. So let's I will explain everything step by step. First one is, let's see file. In this file we have a lot of things, like if you want to create a new notebook, even from here you can open new notebook. And if you want to make a copy of this notebook, you can do it from here. If you want to rename your notebook file, this is untitled, so I will give like Jupyter intro. So it will change your file name to Jupyter intro. And you can see here like download as, after writing all the code, so you can download as HTML, or you can download it as a markdown or IPYNB file, or you can download it as .py file. So that's about this thing. And next one is edit thing. So in edit there will be lot of options like cut cells, copy cells, or delete cells, split cells, merge cell above. There are lot of things present here. And next thing is view. In view, this is first one is toggle header. If you press this, you can see before you can't view all these headers. So if you view in toggle header mode, it will get you can view all these things. And toggle toolbar. So if you want, you can see that before that there are some shortcuts here. So while pressing this toggle toolbar, everything is disappear. So that's about toggle toolbar. And next one is toggle line numbers. It will be useful, like if you are writing any hundreds or 100 lines of code or a lot of code, it will be easy to find. It will be helpful to find like on how many number of lines of code you have written, and if you have found any mistake at any particular line, you can directly go there and you can just edit that line. So it will be helpful for you in that way. So if you toggle line numbers, I will write something like Sumanth P. So if you see here, even though if you are writing 3 lines of code, you can't visible the line numbers, right? So if you view in toggle line numbers, you can see this 1, 2, 3 line number. So for that it will be useful. And next one is insert. If you want to insert cell above, like for example, if you take this this thing, I forgot to say mention one thing. You can see here green color box around this cell. It means that this cell is in edit mode, like you can write code in this cell. So if you see, if I didn't mark on that, you can see it's in blue color. It means that the cell is not in edit mode. Okay. And yeah, in insert cell above, you can see there is no cell present above this cell. So if you press this insert cell above, you can see the cell is inserted above. And insert cell below, if you see, if you press this, you can see that the cell is inserted below. So for that it will be useful. And cells, like there are a lot of options in this, like run cells and select below, run all below, run all above. So let's I will explain you with example. Let's write print hello, and in this I'm gonna write print Sumanth. So if you gonna run this cell, just go to this cells and you can say run cells. So it will run this particular cell, and if you again run this cell, and it will run this cell. Okay. And again if you want to run, again you have to go here and you have to run this cell. For example, if you want to run all, like all the cells present, so you can just click run all, so that it will run all the cells present in this notebook. And you can even use run all above and run all below. It will be useful for, like, for example, if you take, I will write some code here. Print Sai. So I will use run all above, so it will run all the cells above, like above some particular cell. And even similar way you can use this run all below. So that's about this cell. And this kernel thing, in this kernel you have like interrupt and restart and clear output, and restart and run all. There are a lot of things. This interrupt thing will be useful, like if you are writing any Python code, if it is continuously running, it's not the code is not ending, or it's taking a lot of time to run, you can just click this interrupt, so the code will get stopped. So for that it will be useful, interrupt. And similar way, restart, the restart will be useful for restart this entire kernel, this entire, you can see this, the kernel is Python 3, this kernel, you can restart this entire kernel, or you can use this restart and clear output. It will be useful, like you can restart and clear all the output, like if you are storing some values in some variables or something, if you are storing, everything will be cleared. And restart and run all, in order to run everything again from beginning, it will be useful. And reconnect, the reconnect will be helpful for, like, in order to connect the kernel again, reconnect the kernel. And shut down, in order to shut down this kernel. And even you can use this change kernel. For now I have installed in my PC, it's just Python 3. You can install some other, like Python 2.7 or Python 3.8, etc. You can install, and you can similarly just you can change your kernel, you can even do that. That's it about kernel. And these are some here you can see that plus symbol here, it will be useful, like every time you need to go to this insert cell and insert cell below, just you can click here, like plus symbol, it's gonna add lot of cells below. Okay. And this, if you don't need that particular cell, you can just use this scissor option, right, cut cell option. So if you just click this, you can just remove that unwanted cells. For that it will be useful. And even you can run it from here, run. And if you see here, in order to interrupt, you don't need to go here and just interrupt here, you can just even interrupt the kernel from here. That's it about these are some shortcuts tools. And even here you can see that this is if you click any cell, you can see this is in code mode, you can write code. And if you click here markdown, so like you can write your explanation here, it won't be like in code. So if you just enter here, you can see it's like it's not printing anything, it's just whatever I wrote in that cell, it's just printing everything. So it will be useful for writing some explanation about a particular code. Like if you are writing any code, if you want to give that code to someone, you want to write some explanation about that code, so this markdown will be helpful for that. And similarly this heading, see this heading, if you use this heading, so you can write like header, you can write. So you can see this, it's like it will be helpful for writing headings, like it will be useful for writing headings. So that's about this. And apart from this, I want to explain like some tools present in, some tools you can get from this Jupyter notebook. So if you press ls magic, you can see these are some available line magics, you can use this directly, so that it will be very easy to write, easy to install something. Like for example, if you take this time, so for example if you take this time, percent time, So I'm gonna use this here. If I use this, you can see that it will give the time for like how much time this cell taken to run. So even you can, this is an it will be very useful for you when you are running a high end programs, like if you are training any model, it will be useful for that, like time. There are a lot of function, there are a lot of function again available. You can even take this pwd working directory. So if you just use this, it will say at work at which directory, like at which folder you are currently present. So there are a lot of, not only this, there are a lot of things you can use, there are a lot of things you can use. And there is a other thing like, and the next thing is and even you can see this matplotlib. So this matplotlib will be useful for in this notebook itself. It's gonna show you that any, if you want to create any something uh, like bar graphs or or pie diagrams, etc., it will be shown. If you use that matplotlib inline, it will be shown in this notebook itself. So not only that, there are a lot of other functions available. You can check this. And even in Jupyter notebook, if you want to write any bash commands, like if you want to install anything, for example if you want to install like pandas, just you can use this exclamatory mark, like, and you can type like pip install like pandas, etc. Like you don't need to go to command prompt, or and you don't need to download it, install it from there. You can directly install anything you required from this Jupyter notebook itself. And I have said you before that if you can download it as a HTML, or there are a lot of other options you can download. So if you want to if you download in IPVNB file, I have downloaded it. If you open this, if you open this notebook, like what you downloaded, you can't view that notebook IPYNB file, because if you directly open that file, IPYNB file, definitely it will be in JSON format. So you can't understand what you write. Okay, so definitely if you want to open any IPYNB like Jupyter notebook file, you have to open through this Jupyter notebook. You can't open it directly. If you open, it will be JSON format. So that's I want to say another thing. And I forgot to say you another thing like shortcut. You don't need to write go on every time. You don't need to go here and run like this. You can directly use shift enter. Like if you want to run anything, you can just type shift enter, then automatically it will run your cell. So that's it, shortcut. And if you want to check any other shortcuts, yeah, you can go here and you can check this keyboard shortcuts from here. Finally, I have to show you like how the Jupyter notebook file will be look like. You can see here that marked down the explanation what I have written for this project, and you can see this code here, and you can see these diagrams using this matplotlib. There are a lot of things you can do using this Jupyter notebook. So I hope you got an idea, overall idea of how Jupyter notebook, like how it looks like and how to download it and how to install it. So that's it for this video. I hope this video is helpful for you. So thanks for watching.